We're going to talk about solving systems of equations, just like we did last class. However, new method today is called the elimination method. So a little bit difficult of an explanation here, but we want to use this method whenever our variables are lined up vertically. And they can easily be eliminated when combined. Okay, it's kind of difficult at first. Make sense of it here in a minute. Okay, so we have the same setup. And we have 2x plus y equals 12. And then negative 2x plus 3y equals 8. Okay, so can't really graph these, be a little bit difficult. Okay, we could do the substitution method with one little adjustment. Okay, however, this one sets up very nicely for the elimination method. Okay. So what we're looking for are two variables, okay, that when we combine the equations together, okay, one of them is going to cancel out. So this one, we have 2x and negative 2x. So when we combine the two equations together, the x's are just going to be eliminated. So if we combine them, okay, 2x and negative 2x is 0x, y, and 3y is 4y. 12 and 8 gives you 20. And now we're just left with 4y equals 20. Divide by 4. Y equals 5. Okay, then we just got to take it again, plug it back into either one of the equations. It doesn't matter which one. And solve for x. So I just plugged it in for this y here. Subtract 5. X ends up equaling 7/2 or 3.5. So just like the other methods, we write our answer in the form of a point. All right. Take a look at another. Actually, I'll have you guys try one here. All right. Try that one on your own. All right, so 2x plus x, 3x, y minus y. Y's are eliminated. 15 and 9 gives us 24. Divide by 3. X equals 8. Take it back up top, plug in 8 for x. 8 plus y equals 15. Y equals 7. So we should get an answer of 8, 7. All right. Good news, bad news. I don't really have good news. You guys are all doing great. That's the good news. Bad news, okay, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. So let's say we're asked to solve a system that looks like this. All right. So if we just combine these two equations, okay, nothing's going to get eliminated, right? 8x minus 16x still gives us negative 8x. Negative 6y plus 7y leaves us with 1y. Negative 20 and 30 obviously doesn't matter. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to manipulate one of these equations or potentially two of these equations, okay, so that one of our variables will be eliminated. So if we take a look at the x's in particular, we have a positive 8 and a negative 16. Okay. If I want these to be eliminated, what does my top one need to be? 16, right? Can I easily turn this into a 16? Multiply it by 2, right? Okay. But I have to multiply everything in that equation by 2. So we're going to take this whole equation and multiply it by 2. Again, the reason we do that is because now I get 16x, I get a negative 12y, and I get negative 40. So now my two equations are negative 16x plus 7y equals 30, and 16x minus 12y equals negative 40. Now when I combine them, my x's cancel. I have negative 5y equals negative 10. And I get a y value of 2. Where was that? Okay. All right, so we get a y value of 2. Okay, we can really plug it into any one of these 3 equations we have now. It shouldn't matter. I'm just going to plug it into the top one. Okay, so now I have 8x minus 6 times 2 equals negative 20. And I solve for x. And I get a negative 1. Pretty cool, right? Okay, we'll walk you through another one here. We got 6x minus 12y equals 24. And we got negative x minus 6y equals 4. Okay, both of these variables can fairly easily be eliminated. Okay, if we want to eliminate the x's, what would we need to multiply this bottom equation by? Okay, someone said 6, they're correct. Okay, if we want to multiply it by 6, the x's will cancel out. Okay, we could also fairly easily cancel out the y's. What do we need to multiply the bottom equation by to cancel out the y's? -2? Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which one. Okay, I'm gonna do the y's just for fun, because so I'm multiplying that one by -2. I get 2x plus 12y equals -8. Those are my two equations now. All right, the y's cancel. I get 8x equals 16. Divide by 2, or divide by 8, and I get a final answer of 2. Okay, so I got to take that, plug it into one of these equations. Doesn't really matter. Just going to stick with the top one. So I get 6 times 2 minus 12y equals 24. Twelve minus 12y equals 24. Move the 12 to the other side. Divide by -12, and y equals -1. So I get a final answer of 2 and -1. All right, let me try one here on your own. Okay, notice how, for the most part, okay, we're always going to give you problems where the answer at least comes out to be fairly nice. Maybe it'll have a half in it or something like that. Okay, but if you're ever doing one of these problems and you're getting like 13 over 55, probably did something wrong. All right, try this one on your own. It's 10y equals 4. So multiply the second equation by 2. Gave us 12x plus 10y equals 4. Now we have our two equations here. Our y's cancel. We get 4x equals 28. So divide both sides by 4. We get x equals 7. Okay. Again, you can plug it into any one of these three equations now. Doesn't matter really which one. I'm gonna plug it into the bottom one because it looks the most complicated. 12 times 7 plus 10y equals 4. 12 times 7, I believe, is 84. Subtract 84 now. 10y equals negative 80. So I get y equals negative 8. Ta-da! All right, I want to show you one more type of elimination method here. All right, so negative 6y equals 20, or negative 6y minus 6x equals 22. Negative 11y minus 4x equals 15. Okay, so can we easily manipulate one of these equations so that one of the variables will cancel out? We cannot. All right, so we're going to have to manipulate both of these equations. Okay, so I'm taking a look at the x's. They're smaller numbers than the y's. Okay, so a couple different ways you can do it. You can multiply them so that they equal 12. I'm basically just going to multiply them by each other. So if I multiply this by 4, and I'm going to have to multiply this one by negative 6 so that they cancel out. So again, I'm focusing on the x's. Okay, multiplying it by the opposite one. So this should be a negative 24x. This should be a positive 24x. Okay, multiplied by 4 and negative 6. So my new equations then would be negative 64y minus 24x equals 88. 66y plus 24x equals 15, 30, 90, negative 90. Okay, so after all that, my x's cancel. I have positive 2y equals negative 2. And I get a y value of negative 1. Okay, plug it back in. Any one of these four equations. Let's plug it into this one over here. So I get 11 minus 4x equals 15. After all that, I get -1 again. The answer after all that just ends up being -1, -1.